rocking. We apologize for the late start. We had a mix-up with the Uber. But we good. Like I said, I came off the bench with 2 songs. We had some. Come on, man. Put your shit on me, dog. It's like, it's cool, but welcome. I'm gonna get us popping.
My brother was taught to hold me down, to be the anchor at my feet that causes me to drown. Maybe that's why we frown. Life's a circus, so maybe that's why we clown. While half of what we do, it gets taken and sold back as cool, perpetuated at our schools, but they kick us out when we do it, telling our moms we was just playing the fool. Unless we can run really fast, hit hard or dunk. Only then will those F's not make you flunk. They'll give you a degree for free until you blow out your knee, expecting you to make it in those streets, but never make sure you can read past grade 3. As he neglected to see those A's and B's, because all he was taught to see was how to give young queens the D. Rolling around with his tank on E, his concern isn't how to get free, he's worried about how to be an OG. Damn, I think my king's asleep. Asleep. Welcome back to Speak Your Truth. How y'all doing tonight? Make some noise. Give me a snapper song. What's up, man? All that silent shit. Y'all good? How y'all feeling? Y'all straight? Got some folks? All 5 of y'all. We in this morning. Right? We in here. So, as always, we gotta break down these rules. So, Jamiko, what's rule 1? What? What's rule 1? See, I'm gonna jump ahead. I'm gonna say the rule of no fighting. Cause Jamiko, he one of them. I'm from the country though. We take niggas out to the woodshed. That's how we do it. I'm from the country. I got you. Y'all from the hood. Take you back to the sticks. I'll show you the hood. We can take a trip. She can get it too. Embryo and all. Embryo and all. We can get this real Maxwell life. Anyways, our rules are always speak our truth, respect others' truths, no fighting. Alright? No fighting. Alright? You don't want no smoke. I'm talking to everybody. Alright. Anyways, where Vlad at, man? Vlad always gets us popping with the first one. Is you good? Is it in English or are you popping it?
Yeah, please do English.
Is it what? Is it English? Okay, we get to hear the bars tonight. Let's go. Hey, slap it up for my man Vlad.
I will. So here's the issue. I wrote it a couple days ago, and let me tell you, I'm gonna never let my cousin use my phone ever again. Because he erased like half of it. So I kind of had to rewrite everything, and it's kind of rough. And I kind of haven't memorized it, so I'm gonna be reading it. I'm sorry for that. If I mess up, excuse me. I'm new to this, so let me try it one more time. Yes.
Alright, Vlad.
You got music to it, man?
Okay, Vlad.
Let's do this.
My mind is an oasis, who got it from the basics. So take a seat and watch me ace this. I'll jump the gun and use my fist. Let me show you how we handle here things. Hey, 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 I came from Ukraine to States. I'll treat you like a little pet behind the bars in the cage. Behind the years gone, 100 years rage. The bars just separate us, they don't end the beef. They don't change the rage. I feel strange, never felt so powerful before. I'm like a lion, feel more important than flying UFO. This is my flow, my style, my grind. You won't need any of this, because you don't know how to rhyme, you little kid in a group of pricks. You don't know how to feed the beast when I'm rapping off the top and have a drop off when you live it in the shot of the beat. I'm making kill shot. Making one headshot, everything we never make it, we never hit it, forsaken, never underestimate me. We're gonna wide open this dead end until we light upon the wall and everybody gonna love my flow. Hey, 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 and everything that never saying, I'm just saying. Never forget the ones who started with the rest of saying.
thing. So last time I wasn't here, there was a joke, funny joke.
What?
But then,
Gonna tell it again?
no. I'm not gonna tell it. I'm not gonna tell it again.
That was borderline last time. We stalled you out.
But I decided to finish with the jokes because, like, I'm kind of Russian, and I started talking about Russian culture, and a lot of people don't understand it in here because it's more of like Russian traditions, and a lot of people don't get it when I'm trying to explain some Russian jokes, and for some people it's not funny. When I'm trying to tell American jokes, it sucks because I suck at it, right? So, but I had great news. A week ago, a girlfriend of mine that I thought she was dead,
Oh,
she called me.
you said she did?
Yes, she called me, and I was standing at the TC Center. And I legit had like a heart attack. I was like, I stood in there for like a couple minutes, and I was like, wait, what? I just saw the number that was calling me, and I knew that it was her. I just saw the numbers in there, and I was like, there's no way that she can be calling me, because a friend of her that knew me and her brother told me that she was dead. And I was more than happy. I was never that happy in my life. So what I want to tell you guys from today now on, always cherish the time that you spend with your loved ones and your family. And always let them know how much you love them, because sometimes there might be a time when you will never have that chance ever again. And I hope that will never happen. I hope it will never happen with any of the people that are in here and any people that are in this world, no matter how bad you are or good you are. No one deserves that. No one ever does.
How'd you do that to me, go? How'd you do that? We're from gave up the club life in '94. Gave up the club life in '94. You know what I'm saying?
That's the year.
Hey man, I was in Miami with Uncle Luke. All right, man. Next up, a gift.
I guess.
Snap it up for Christina.
Come on, bro.
On it? Okay. So I had a poem in mind that I was originally gonna read to y'all, and then I thought maybe it wouldn't come across the right way. So I started writing an introduction because I get a little nervous up here. And it turned into another poem. So I'm gonna read that one first real quick, and then I'll continue. I may stand alone, I often do, but what is true is that I couldn't do it without you. I may stand on a stage, and I want you to carefully gauge my energy so that I'm not misunderstood about where I stand. Because it is not on a pedestal or on someone's back, but rather beneath all of you, attempting to lift you up in your mind, body, and soul, because I myself am not whole. As much as I lean on you, I lean towards the greater goal. We are teachers, we are students, we are all leaders who might just be missing prudence. And my only gift is my word. That is all I have. So thank you for letting me speak on this platform today. And my only hope is that you receive the message I plan to portray. Okay. So this is called Leaders. We have a mess to rearrange. Our history is painfully sad, quite frankly, incredibly strange. Now is the time to make a change. Getting a quick start is the hardest part. It's my circumstances that force me to do it. It's my pain and struggle pushing me to it. It's my safety net that is helping me through it. A positive attitude, healthy, nourishing food, all for thought. I don't mean to intrude. Ikar Hakavana though, in case you forgot. The main intention is what you failed to mention. Maybe your leader is Allah or Jesus Christ. Maybe it's the sun, or maybe you feel like you have no one. It is the rabbi that guided the Jew. It is a blessing. This is the moment I met you. El Maestro of the Old Testament. I now know exactly what Minete meant. What else could it mean that right here, right now, I'm learning Hebrew? You're just my type. I was a funky green banana, and now I'm finally ripe. Soft, sweet, brown fructose. Mushy sugar sand between my strong toes. My future's so close. Key in the ignition, ready for my mission. Thanks for the jump start. Moving away from the people that I carry deep in my heart. No time or distance to keep us apart. Don't worry, I'm here. Not to say I won't travel. I'm everywhere. To make it more clear, I'm in you, I'm in him, I'm in the trees, the water, and the wind. To coexist and accept, to resist is not a new concept. It's old and gold. Karl Marx had the solution, sparked within us the most crucial revolution. As extreme as he may seem, the point is that we're on the same team. Find pause, ponder the cause. I just gave all I had to offer to another homeless friend, and that's because I've chosen not to be stagnant and not to be frozen. I'm all about you until the end. I see through. Transparency and translation. Ta-Nehisi Coates, a leader for the nation. 8 years in power, the man highest in the tower, too kind to be the change that we need, but at least he planted a fruitful seed. It's beginning to grow, and only those who buy a ticket to the show are going to notice the difference. You can take a seat and become part of the audience. It's okay to be on the fence. With the right leader on the stage, you'll lean on to the next page, eventually start a new chapter. Remember once we ran wild like the velociraptor, ran straight into the arms of our captor, ended up in a new land at the mercy of a white hand. All this digging in the mud and in the sand, at the end of the day, barely able to stand. Skin burnt by the lap of the whip, we have a brand. What a sick and twisted trip. Never paid to be a housemaid, raped and made to bear children that shall not dare bother their father, until it came the day that we paved our own way. We didn't build bridges and roads so that we could stay. This movement began much sooner than today. This fight is in our DNA. A momentum that won't be stopped, come what may. At least that's what I recall Isaac Newton trying to say. And for each and every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We continue on the street without losing traction. We tend to try and pick up the pace, but I remember hearing once that the turtle won the race. We seek nothing but our rightful place. Let the king sit on his throne, and for his queen to be known. One day the world will be shown.
Okay, girl. Okay.
They say King Kong type of scent. How he rock clutch for this shit. Catch a quick glimpse, calm touch, so delicate. Mood change in the womb when the gang stepping in. Engine never breaks, said he cut his lane. Crush Piddleton, store cash like a flash drop. Cut the chat of money matter like.
Well, damn. I wasn't expecting all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the first one, I was like, okay, she hit us with a little jab, you know what I'm saying? A little jab. She hit us one time. And then you brought that one. That's that one. All the people you box, that's when you slip, you just come up. BOW! What was it, ring? My lip. My lip. Okay. I'm trying to follow you up.
They say we have world leaders, but what if we didn't follow? We argue if the earth is flat or if this bitch is hollow. All the meanwhile, all my children see is sorrow. Felicia bust her ass till Friday, but still has to beg and borrow. Now, I'm not Marvin Gaye, but what's going on? Said this shit when I was 14 and same sad song, but no one wants to hear of hope, just ask if going, but what the fuck is really hope if that bastard's gone? And you feel all alone. Please define right and wrong. If he had to rob the store because he's hungry, you can see his bones. But when a rich man take a shit, he can sit on the throne, then flush away money that can fix a broken home. Or spend it on some shit like a fucking drone that can fly all around the world but can't save a single soul. I must be dreaming, and this can't be reality. Dividing the rich and the poor and peeping their strategies. But are you?
else we got in the crowd? Actually, take a break for a little. For some updates. Gabby, you want to give yours first, or should we go with Beamer Breakdown first? Beamer Breakdown. If a representative, look, I ain't gonna make you dance, but if y'all want to come up here and present your cause, I'm all for it. I won't make you dance. So, bring the damn flyer, not the update shit.
Ain't going back and forth with you niggas. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you niggas. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you niggas. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you niggas. You got a lot to be smiling. So what the fuck you be doing? Come on, I get my grin on. I'm smiling, bitch, cause I always get my win on. I've been on so many different stages. Graced the cover of 100 magazine pages.
Hi everyone. My name's Alana Van. I am the head dance coach over at Todd Beamer. So next Friday and Saturday, the kids have their annual showcase. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. Beamer Breakdown, where we basically invite guest performers, professional dancers, dance crews, studios. The girls perform probably 10 times throughout the night, just different routines that they've done throughout the season. So yeah, we want to invite you guys to come. If you can't be there, we have an opportunity for you to donate a ticket. And with those tickets, we're going to give them to the middle schools and elementary schools in the community the kids who just love dance, they want to come see the show, but they don't have the money to buy a ticket. So if you can't be there, that's another opportunity where you can support the team. But we hope you can come. So if you're interested, we're in the back.
So look, man, my guy Vlad, he surprised the hell out of us. I swear. And I say us because, you know what I'm saying, we pretty much same folks right here. The whole front row, we've been here all of them. And didn't he? He surprised the hell out of us, right? But look, he came up speaking that Ukrainian, dog, and we was like, I don't know what it is, but it's some fire. You know what I'm saying? It was some heat. I was like, he knew what he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, this is how I know it was some heat, because when he came and spit their English, it was some fire. So you're just a gifted writer, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So everybody know we come from all types. It takes all types. That's one of my football coach's favorite quotes. It takes all types. You know what I mean? Thank you. All right, you got another one for us?
I'm gonna just talk.
You just gonna talk? Nah, he a long ass talker.
Yeah.
My man got some wins, so he nah, you good, man.
You said you get your truth, dog.
Yesterday, I was talking to my grandma, and she was complaining about the age of my girlfriend because she's older than me. And then let me tell you one thing. I learned from my life that age does not matter in any kind. You know what age depends on? Age depends on the time when you can buy alcohol and cigarettes. Come on. That's it. Your maturity does not depend on your age. You can be 12 years old, but you can sound like 21 years old. I'm not gonna lie. My cousin, he's 12 years old, but he's twice smarter than me.
Hey, you gotta be dumb, bro.
Don't put that on.
He's twice smarter than me. And here's the thing that I learned, that I've seen some people come up to me and talk, and I listen to them and I'm like, this guy's like 21, 22, and he tells me that he's 18. Your mental age is something different. You can look into your birth certificate and look at it, it's gonna say, oh, I'm 18 years old. But mentally, you're a whole different level. When I started first rapping in Ukrainian,
people were listening to me and they couldn't guess my age. People were giving me 25, 26, 27. That's the tops that I've got ever. Because mentally, they tell me that I sound way older. I don't think so personally. But when I start rapping in Ukrainian, people are like, are you 26? And I'm like, nah, I'm just 18. And it's just, all what matters in you is what your parents are teaching you. And when you're learning from life, this is your experience that you get throughout the life. And you learn while you grow. Even when you're going to be 45, 50 years old, you'll be still learning from life. And I learned it the hard way. When you live in Ukraine, life be hitting you many times. You're going to be falling face flat down. But I got to learn how to get up and do the thing that you got to do. When I was 14 years old, I was forced to go to the job because I had to help my mom to get our family up. I lived without the father, without the stepfather. I taught myself everything. I learned everything from the streets. I learned everything from my friends who taught me how to first time shave. No one taught me anything. I taught everything myself. And I learned from it. And it's a hard experience. I don't want anyone to have that kind of experience because I believe that when the family is full, it's the happy time for everyone. And I want to say that, again, as I said before, you gotta always remember that your parents always wish you the best. And whenever you think they're trying to teach you something that you really don't need, trust me, in the future you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, hey, my mama told me that I'll face that, and I never listened to her. But guess what? It hits you from the back and you realize, damn man, I was dumb. I was dumb, why I didn't listen to her? And that happened to me. And my mom told me, son, look, this is gonna happen to you, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna tell me, hey mom, I haven't listened to you, but you were right. Guess what? I didn't believe it. It happened. It happened. I came to my mom and I told her, Mom, I'm sorry I didn't believe you. That did happen. And I started listening to her way more. Because, again, if people believe more in our life, they learn more. But while we leave, we learn. We teach the kids in the future when you're grown up. And I know that my parents always wished me the best. And I know the parents that are all here, they're teaching their kids the best. And they always want their kids to not ever repeat the mistakes that they made. And that's what I respect in my parents. And that's what I respect in any person in here. And I really want to say thank you to any mother or father in here that support their kids throughout everything. I never had that. But that's the respect I have to people. And I want that to keep going. Because kids nowadays, sometimes they're horrible. Not gonna lie. But I hope everything goes good for everyone. And I hope you guys have a good night. And never have trouble in your life.
Ain't never lied though, man. Listening in our minds, man. Mine used to tell me, boy, let's not listen around with the I can't tell it. Alright, so this that time in the night where, ironically, I like to open up the mic. That's kind of funny because it's an open mic. But I like to reopen the mic for anybody who may have felt inspired to come up and share something. And I'm going to call somebody out. My man, I've been telling my man this whole time, man. I've been telling my man. So listen, I'm going to tell the story though. We chilling, and he like, man, I be writing. And I'm like, man, can I bust something for you? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. My man dropped the heat though. My man dropped bars. I was like, yo, I need you Friday. I need you Friday. And he showed up. And he showed up. Clap up my man Travis, man. Clap him up, man. Come on, Travis. Come on, bro. It's poetry. It's Speak your truth. You got some truth, right? You got some truth, come tell it. Your truth. Come on, do it for the hood. Do it for the suburbs. Alright, man. Christina gonna build you up. Christina, come build him up. Come up, Christina.
Follow-up somewhat sort of ties into what you're talking about with generations and kids and how we are these days and how maybe we should be, in your opinion. What's that? Oh, thank you for asking. Yes, you may. Last time people were just...
Yeah, ain't nobody...
Nobody asked me. I don't know where my face is at now. All over the damn place.
All over people's faces and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you for asking.
I love your curly.
Thank you. Do you notice that I cut it off?
I do. I was trying to figure out who they is.
Nobody mentioned it either. I didn't people recognize me at least. Alright, so this is called Corporate America, Management versus Hysteria. You know what induces rage? When we're all on a different page. It's tragic even though it could easily be a company that doesn't love misery. I work as hard as I can and still I can never seem to please the man. It's because I'm low on the totem pole. I'm told to stick to my role, but even when I do, all I feel is chew, chew, chew. Despite what y'all think, I know what I'm on the brink of. Perception may be reality, but if that's certain, then chaos and fear is the only destination. I want to look out and be a friend to the entire nation. I'm getting blocked by miscommunication and new administration. They don't see what they're doing, but I see. Not much gets past me. I was given a gift, but not the tools to use it. Yeah, okay, sure, I'm overstepping. But people like me were actually just worried about helping. I noticed the need, can taste the glory, hear me out, listen to my story, and let me proceed. The process has already begun, slowly but surely. All in good time, and I don't even mean to rhyme, it's just kind of a natural flow, which is how we all should roll. At least that's the goal. We're a synchronized humanity getting distracted by the function. If it continues like this, it's going to lead to damage and destruction. Society, you're a crazy breed. I hope you're not lonely without me. I know we all have a vice, but a word of advice. Listen to Eddie Vedder, ease the sinning soul. I'm not quite at the point where I feel like walking into the wild, but I do have my moments where I curl up like a child. In my absence, you'll find that there's a lot missing in the minds of the youth and the old. It's my generation who's got a hold on a brighter future for all. We are simply awaiting the call. All right.
You got right close.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. I posted that video on Facebook, and the first thing he said was publish it. Like, he can't wait for you to make money. But this is...
Can't wait to make some money, huh?
Yeah, that's all I'm excited about.
that.
It's like, oh, you gotta make some money. Yeah. You know, like, I never shared my poetry till, like, last year. I've been writing since I was, like, this big, you know? And I never shared it. And, like, once I did, it just, like, opened up, like, a whole new world.
That's kind of tight.
That's your gift, baby.
You hear that? When people share their poetry,
Hey.
it opens up a whole new world. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. There's other people in here sitting on some poems. There's other people in here sitting on some poems. I ain't gonna point no fingers. My head is though.
Somebody did it to me. And I was glad.
So much Alright. Lights out. I go incognito. Turned into an X-Man, called me Magneto. Not fucking with humans, only trying to lead my people from this poison society. God damn, it's lethal. Subconscious symbolism controlling the thoughts of the ego. Predictable behavior like your favorite TV show. Miss subliminal. As your soul gets malnourished, but a positive mental attitude will help your dreams flourish. Fed lies, now peep my word on me.
I couldn't hold her in any longer. This world ain't sitting right in my stomach. Implementing faith, and now we dismiss logic. Stuck in the consumer mind. When something drops, we gotta cop it. If you're poor, then you're buying robbing. The richest will not be lies. That's exactly why I despise it. It keeps my people divided. I'm on the way, so come and ride it. But please don't get too excited. Only select people are invited. Maybe you gotta know how to write it. This kind of shit ain't on autopilot. Like Sonnet, I'm too polite, bitch. Only a God can write something like this.
Wait a minute.
Let's bring Caesar Cole out, man. Hey, hit us with that shit, Steve.
So tell us what you want to do. We know I'm in love with you.
Caesar my dog, man.
Turn around, love how you but you can't define. Like me, make time for me. I'm in love with a bumblebee. Ooh, somebody kill me. You so sweet,
What's good? Oh, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing? I ain't really got nothing to do. I'm just kind of up here.
Do your thing.
You said do my thing? I don't even know. I'm going to say something. You know, people think I'm funny, so I'm going to do a little stand-up right quick. So, see, you said, yeah, it's bad. I'm not, you said,
This with that stand-up, see?
You want the
How?
This with that stand-up.
Come on. So,
You gonna do the step?
you say you want me to step?
Yeah.
Don't go.
I mean, I guess.
Ooh, hit that step.
You do know the routine.
You do know the routine.
I do know the
Hit
routine.
him with that step, see?
I mean, just a little.
Can I preface it though? Let me preface it though, because you gonna do that shit.
See, I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
he gonna do it. I'm gonna tell everybody why.
Look, man, I was at the school board meeting. I got a surprise like a mug this week. Tuesday, I walk in, you know what I'm saying? Do my usual Doug Izzo, his white people off. And I see my man Cedric take the stage. He's like, oh, we about to go step. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? I go to the back, man. And he gonna show y'all what's next. Cause I was blown away. So we gotta put him on the spot for it. So clap him up. This shit.
But which ones I know? I'm not gonna go all day. I'm just gonna do a part of okay. I'm just gonna do then the stand up. Well, and now I do stand up because you know I'm just hella funny.
It's always a pleasure. Shout out to Evan for hosting it. Try to take it out. Yeah.
This is my mic, and these motherfuckers rap.
Yeah.
I rap for life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, I'm talking
Guys, you go look this up on YouTube. Please take it up. You know.
I lost so many niggas, homie.
This ain't a game. For real.
We all thuggin', ain't no love in it. This is how we come different. Mama lost her son in it. Who am I? We had our ties in it. Couldn't really cry for him. I done lost 5 hitters. I got some friends that's gonna die in prison. Could have been a different man. All his life he ran with killers. He got a daughter, he don't never see her, but he got a good bitch. I'm hoping she don't never leave him. Don't get it twisted, I'm still thugging, baby. Know you seen the pictures of me? That I mean that shit ain't crazy. Hoping that I make it out. You should probably pray for me. 50-50 chance I'ma splash if they came for me. But I'm still having things. The bitch is gonna pay for it. My bro, he had the big range. I just wanna change cars. All the cities are the same. They don't understand my pain. You notice when they speak, they be weak, they never say my name. Always there when it's sunny, but they never seen the rain. They're asking me if I love you, baby. That just means I've been through things. Everybody's loyal till they speaking to the cop. My baby mama, she a cop, and hate to see me at the top. Bitch, mine. I don't mean to speak of death, but I seen it often. How many times an allies end up in a coffin? How many people really failed, but they could've made it? How many bitches don't tell us, but they made it slavery? Like who the fuck is y'all? People's educators could've had it all like Adele, but you're not in favor. I mean, we could've had it all like Adele, but you're not in favor. I know you hurting, but just keep your patience. All the time you sitting down, that's about your levitation. You see him hanging, that's the devil waiting. 40 with his Kindle clip, and that'll leave him hella casing. Another body, that's the way of nature. Cold in the streets, but it wasn't how your mama raised you. And I can't see past this money, homie. Learn to be disciplined. Gotta keep the people off me. Never spend too much, just enough to keep it going. We back then with Mac 10s. Where was you when shit was funky? Cody got a pill now. Hope he get that 30 off me. Had to walk the 7 off me. Time in jail was very costly. I watched my nigga walk a double off. Had to put him on with a lick, so take the bezels off. 6 in the morning, clock the whips about the catalog. All money in, no money out, and watch the game ball. I came away from them pissy halls. Smell like somebody kind of body in these pissy stores. I don't mean to speak of death, but I've seen it often. How many times an allies end up in a coffin? How many people really failed, but they could've made it? How many bitches go and tell it, but they made it slavery? Like who the fuck is y'all? People's educators could've had it all like Adele, but you're not in favor. I know you hurting, but just keep your patience. All the time you sitting down, that just brought you levitation. You see him hanging, that's the devil waiting. I don't mean to speak of death, but I seen it often. How many times an allies end up in a coffin? How many people really failed, but they could've made it? How many bitches go and tell it, but they made it slavery? Like who the fuck is y'all? People's educators could've had it all like Adele, but you're not in favor. I mean, we could've had it all like Adele, but you're not in favor. I know you hurting, but just keep your patience. All the time you sitting down, that just brought you levitation. You see him hanging, that's the devil waiting. You know, I'm riding real life, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everything I've been about rap, my motherfucking music. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that.
Hey. Hey. You guys, a little preview.
I told my girl I wanna rap in this trap, running up, going back to the flow with the stuff. Sit I relax on the floor when I'm up. I'm back moving. I can see you rappers plateauing, but I'm still getting better as I'm going. Think it's time that I show them. Bigger than this music y'all been posting. Y'all ain't really preaching to the hopeless. Y'all can knock me off my focus. Y'all ain't never been where I've been. If you better at this rap, grab a pen. I'll leave them in the trench. Upside down, hanging from my stick. And every time a big flies, you get a wig.
Lately, I've been trying to find my buzz.
Shout outs to Evan for the open mics. I love you. For real. For real. Hey, it's not enough. I can see you hating coming up. But this nigga where you at, but when you touch real gas in the clutch. I can never tell on what I love. I can never be like one of y'all. Gotta keep a sippy tub. Lately, y'all been trying to run it up. Every time I see a piece, you wanna give a dick for what?
one of my favorite songs that I wrote. This is my favorite one. This is one of my favorite ones that I wrote. I really meant this one. Turn that up. I meant this one. I can't wait to do the video. This is gonna go crazy.
The scribe became obsessive. I can never get that time back. So lately I've been rapping with my heart to define rap. The streets got a hold on me. I can never leave that. 23 with more life than a lean cat. There's some prayers in the air for where I be at. I could have died years ago, but I didn't have my strap. I remember Philip died, that shit was devastating. Years later, we lost Louis and I damn near fainted. I thank the Lord every day, he was in my favor. If it wasn't for my son, then I'd be out here ganging. Gang enhancements got a cold way to stop advancements. Gave you 10 as a kid just to keep you stagnant. Now you stuck at the bottom with no elevators. In due time, use your mind and you elevate it. In the midst of all the darkness, where you found your greatness. In the midst of all the dark, you found foundation. What goes up must come down, now you at the top. Now these leeches come around cause you having guaps. Now these people doing stuff that you really love. In the streets like your name cause you really thug. Or use a diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Use a diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save you. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save you. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I made it. Congratulations on your destination. You arose from the cracks of the dirty pavement. People doubted you, now you get to see their faces. You arose from the trap where the smack is dangerous. You arose from the blind to see the purest places. Gentle heart was hard to find, you was built with greatness. I was caught up in a life, it was captivating. Almost lost my soul to it, but he had my favor. I remember being broke, use your imagination. Hey, let me sleep in your garage, we ran out of places. Hey, let me be the one to call when you don't got nobody. And when you feel like falling down, let me stand beside you. I know a lot of people left you, but I'm here to find you. Why don't you let me hold your hand? I'll be the one to guide you. What goes up must come down, now you at the top. Now these leeches come around cause you haven't guap. Now these doing stuff that you really love. In the streets like your name cause you really thug. Or use a diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Use a diamond, you was shining, you was in the rough. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save them. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I made it. Let's get it right, I love my brothers, but I cannot save them. They wanna beat us mentally so they can enslave us. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I'm famous. Way before this rap, way before this rap, I made it.
Yeah.
Okay. Way before this rap I made. Hey man, you hella inspirational, dog. You hella inspirational, my man.
Is that right?
Hell yeah, man. Alright, we gonna close out. Get us right. We gonna send this off, man. You blessed it. I'ma seal it. We gonna take our asses home. Alright. So, if y'all didn't know, I was married once, back in the day. And, you know, this poem is kind of about leaving, making that decision to leave, and all of that good shit. Why is it that I feel this way? Alone and confused, lost in the middle of life, seeking a direction. I've heard nothing telling me where to go, only a voice of my angel telling me to stay, but I can't. I can't stop. I must continue this journey, for my destination will appear any moment. Come with, I plead. but the road you were unprepared for, so I must wave goodbye and carry you in my thoughts. The lawn that gets the most care, for you are worthy. Worthier far more than I could ever give. And you will see this for yourself. You will just look within and discover who God is to you. And when they ask what changed and made him so odd, speak to them honestly and say he found his God. With your spirit like a bird, I pray you'll fly. Mount up your wings and take to the sky. You'll soar so high that you'll forget to cry, and soon you'll never even know I said goodbye. But you'll miss me. I just hope one day that you'll understand why. Thank you all for coming out, speaking your truth, hearing mine. I'll see y'all last Friday after next.